make some sawdust. I don't know about you guys with glasses. I have a hard time keeping them in vision. They always slide down and it gets blurry. That's going to be the point of it.
Are you making this up out of your head, or did you find one? Or?
No, I saw some that I liked, that I had sketched up some to bring down here. I left the sketches at the house. Go figure. After looking at them online, it's whatever your imagination wants.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah. I mean, I saw some where they took skeletons and stuck them on their bird feathers. You just, whatever you could stick on.
Some were one piece and some were two pieces.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how to get the power to it to make it do things like they do in the movies. If I can figure that out, I'll make a fortune. You can't make them too sharp. Kids get a hold of it, they'll fight. Yeah, especially. This one I made on, it's an old spindle gouge, and I just carved the heck out of it. And it's neat for getting it in the corners, especially on finials. If you really want to get deep and neat stuff, but you got to be careful with it. It will pinch. Pardon?
Is that a pencil you know?
Yeah. I just took the spindle gouge and just brought it way back on my grinder. It's neat for getting the little detail pieces like in here. You don't see it okay?
There you go. That was. Put it right over the wood piece. Yeah, right at center line. There you go. Okay.
And you made it like a spindle gouge.
Yeah, it is a spindle gouge, but I swept the way back. It took the, I'll pass it around.
What's the point?
Yeah.
Did you want that point, sharp point?
Yeah. It works real well in detail on finials. You'll see like this one right here. That was supposed to happen.
Safety first, turn the leg off.
All right?
Safety first, turn the leg off before you move the rest.
Everybody's taking one of those.
I don't know about y'all, but I like to watch this horizon. So you can find out where all your lumps and bumps are. You can take them out real easily. It's like shredded wheat. A piece of wood like this, try to use your skew to smooth it out. Save you a lot of sanding. This is probably a lot like you do your real thin little pieces. How long are your pieces? About 6 inches?
6, most of them are 6, but I turn them in a very peculiar manner. I usually only have about 4 inches sticking out.
Oh, okay.
Long thin chuck that
Next time, you might want to use the, we get a spindle down, and then, like the shield spray to get a
Yeah.
better finish.
I wish this handle was about that much longer. I feel more, yeah, those other gougers like you're talking about, they're real long. Pardon? I want to do that. I haven't, like to try it.
For him?
Interchange one handle, but you can make it longer or shorter.
That's what's nice about, yeah, those, like Thompson's.
Well, not like Thompson's, more like Stuart Batty's, where he's got everything from like 6 to 24 inches.
Yeah.
But I want to make one, just so instead of having 30 different handles, one handle that I can just add and subtract from.
Oh, that'd be good. Kind of telescope.
Add length to it.
You could figure out how to do it, can't you, to make a fortune?
It's not much. The idea is not easy, or it's not difficult. It's just knowing we'll use basically use Jimmy Cruz's, so cut take about 3 inches or so of and then just use high
Right now, I'm just trying to smooth it out, get the lumps and bumps out of it. Pardon?
You have a roughing gouge?
Yeah, it's in the house. Doing something like this is therapy. You lose all track of time.
Oh, yeah.
Nice thing about my shop, the air conditioner is right there.
Inch and down, and I don't know if it'll work on a wood lathe or not.
Probably.
Depends on
Those
the
guys-
Probably have to make your own, little leg to fit your wrong way to hold that.
Yeah.
As long as the wheels can take the speed of the lathe. I read that in an article, because I've got some skateboard wheels that I got, and they said they have to be able to take 3,000 RPM, or they'll fly apart. So, you know, if you find some wheels there somewhere, find out what RPM they can take.
Oh,
You know, whatever you're turning to, you know, your lathes will go up to 3,000,
yeah.
then you're okay. But anything cheaper than that, they'll fly apart.
Well, you could use a skateboard wheel, I don't think, because you can't get them small enough to,
If you try to bring 3 of them in together,
yeah.
Yeah.
they'd hit each other before they hit the
Right.
wheel. And that's
Yeah,
one of
you'd
the
have to have a
problems.
lot smaller wheel.
Yeah,
You have to have about a 1-inch wheel.
yeah, because, say for about
You have to
two,
make
four
your
down.
own little wheels, to kind of.
See, that's the problem, if you try to make your own, you gotta worry about will they fly apart. Because you can buy wooden wheels, you know, or even turn, you can find some old hardwood to turn it, then you might be safe.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have, or,
Legal divider
yeah,
and blanks.
yeah. And then you gotta be careful with the bearings in it too, putting ball bearings in it. In here, that's what's on the speed.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody, Rick, I think, mentioned a small tool rest,
Yeah,
small steady rest that PSI has, that the wheels are only on the backside. It's the same thing as holding your hand back there. You're
okay,
putting pressure here, so you don't need wheels there. You need the pressure on the backside to offset. And that would be perfect for this.
Yeah.
You don't need the big round wheels and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's
Just have
delicious.
little bitty wheels.
I've got one of those if you want to check it out.
And
I've got that PSI.
it's the ideal way to go.
yeah, because PSI's been sending me a lot of catalogs lately.
Well, a lot of people make it. One Way makes the best one
Do they?
by far. The wheels are better, the bearings are better in it, and the PSI one, it works. But at the speed you're going at right now, it'll work. But if you turn any faster, you'll burn out bearings and
Yeah.
more bounce actually.
Well, right now I think I'm at 1300, so it's going to give me a chance to experiment and go higher, like that.
The higher you go, the more you need the steady rest.
To make what? Beads, yeah. He's got more of a V cut there than a bead.
Yeah, that knows how many for that money. That's good. That was a long way to go.
Didn't come to took over your demo.
That's all right, I'm learning.
Okay, that's fine.
Would you like the headset?
No, the V cut.
Yeah.
Now you have a pretty hefty angle on this gun. You know what your cut is on that? Most I run a 40 degree, well 20 on each side, 40 degree included on mine. V cuts with this are simple. You just got to you got to line your direction of your cut in with the way you want it. Turn it over to about 1 o'clock, and then you can just simply get down. It's out of my way. Come in here. And then come back the other direction, same thing. At 1. And you can come up here and look and see how much different the cut is. I mean, it's not a fantastic V, but how much cleaner that one is compared to the one done with the
Yeah, that little tool I made.
your finish on a skew is one of the best things you'll ever get.
Yeah, I've noticed it kind of burnishes the wood.
It burnishes the wood as it cuts, and it's one of those nice things about running this. That's one reason why I use it for most of my production work. I have a 1-inch skew and a half-inch skew, and I would say they do 60% of my cutting when I work. I appreciate you actually trying to do this. Most people won't touch a cove with a skew. There's a handle I make that's exclusively, and I'll do the whole thing with the skew, even a cove cut.
Well, I've seen guys on YouTube that do stuff with the skew that are just phenomenal. I've got some practice videos at the house that I did with the skew, a lot of it, doing the little beads on it.
Damn it. Again, not my tool. One of the magnets that I make have two wide coves on them basically, and I used to cut them with a spindle gouge, and then I'd go back and clean them up with a skew chip, with a 1/2-inch skew or my 1-inch skew, depending on what I had in my hand at the time. And then I realized, why am I using two cuts for something I'm going to use one with anyway? And so I put a video out on Instagram. It's like 6 minutes from start to finish on the lathe till I was done cutting the magnet, and I was like, why waste time with two tools? But yeah, you can get such a better, if you can master this tool, you can get such a better finish on just about everything you do when you're working it. You kind of cut beads here?
Yeah.
Myself a little bit more room here to work with. Alright, principles of cutting a bead with a skew chisel. You're going to use either the long port or the heel, depending on whichever one you prefer. But you're only going to use the tip. That is it. I am not Steve Jones. Steve Jones will take it and he starts like right here and then ends up on the base. I can't do that. I haven't figured that out yet. Don't know how he does it, but that man's a master and can do stuff in seconds that takes me like half an hour. So it's just amazing. But you want to try to just ride that edge, and you have 4 things you're doing at one time. The principle of cutting any bead is there's 4 things you got to do. You've got to move your tool, you've got to roll it, you've got to lift it, and you got to swing it so that way your angle keeps in point. And it doesn't matter if you're using a spindle gouge or a skew chisel, the technique is identical. You've got to move it, let your lathe build back up to speed. You got to move it over, roll it, lift up the handle, and swing it out so that way you can get that cut into the center. I just prefer a skew.
Move the camera a little forward so you can see how you're holding your fingers. That way you'll see how you know, just move it forward and
You put pop 10 on or over up so I can see where I'm at? All right.
see how he's holding the.
All right, hold
finger
on.
On the top, so it makes
I'll do
go this or that way.
Okay. If you're gonna do them on a raised detail like this, this is my normal technique for cutting a bead in this style. One V cut, just to give yourself some clearance. You take it. This is a little longer skew or thicker skew than I'm used to using. I'm used to using a 1/2 inch skew for this.
How about your bead, you don't round it with the tool? You leave it alone and sand it around. I think that's what Cindy does.
What?
When she makes beads,
Mm-hmm.
she said you mark your center.
Yeah, you should
Never
do
touch it.
if
touch
you
it
need
with
if
your
you
tool.
need to. But I mean, that's the one thing that all of them will tell you that the first thing you should do, or at least when you're first making beads, I'll have a pencil, is put a line somewhere in the center so that way and leave the line on it. Some people will say do divots or leave a lot so that way you've got multiple points there to work from. And I found at least with bigger ones, I usually do like using the heel if you're confident. But the same principle applies. You don't want to.
I really think that's a little bit, so you can see it. You go up.
Yeah, this one's a little bit wider, and I want to thump. It messes with your thumb. That's why I like. I usually use a 1/2 inch skew when I'm cutting beads. But that gives you. You can see the finish on them always better. You're going to get just a fantastic finish on with a skew chunk. Got a little bit of really nasty torn grain right there. Come on, get moving, get moving. This thing is slow. Slow to respond. All right, now you can sand. Have fun with it. But
Thank you, sir.
I would. So I'll give you a call. So I'll let you know my next day off. I would recommend a change of your profile.
Okay.
And I can. I've got a really good CDN wheel that I can fix up with.
Okay, good.
But yeah, because it's a little. You get some profile issues.
Yeah, perfect. Here you go.
It's not bad.
Change.
What? Oh.
Let's go there.
No, that's mine. I don't. This one's mine. That's a tin. I got that wood blank when I was on a cruise, so that's very special to me.
Damn. Y'all want to take a look at this thing? It's nice.
You just have to admit to break a whole bunch of it until your hand gets used to like.
The ability to cut on pine in general, that's not an easy wood to cut with.
No.
It's one of the worst ones you'd ever want to try to turn, but if you can cut it well.
I recommend going either to Hobby Lobby. They've got dowels that are 1 inch by 3 feet for about $3.50. It's not pine. It's something else a lot harder than
Probably
pine.
maple or oak.
It's still
Yeah.
soft wood though.
It's a soft wood, but it's better than this. It's harder than this
Right.
stuff. And then, who's the other one? Home
If you
Depot
want a
or,
hardwood, either here or.
yeah, Home Depot or Lowe's can do red oak on their dowels or poplar. And they're probably running about the same price, but give you a harder wood to work with.
They got some on here.
Bought 10 of them.
Okay,
You know the other one that cuts really nice?
what's that?
I have a pear tree in the back, so when they
Oh.
when they cut the branches, trimmed it, And I didn't know, it cuts really
Yeah.
nice.
There's a Russian skew out. I've only seen it on YouTube. And it comes from here and all the way back like that.
Skew?
A skew. It's a Russian-made skew. And this sucker cuts like nothing
Long
else.
cutting edge to control.
Yeah. And watch these guys cut with
Oh,
it.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that
Real-
guy's amazing.
Yeah, it
Real
is.
steep skew angle?
Yeah. I mean, it comes from here all the way back to like that. It's like a scythe, a sickle and scythe. That's what it looks like. That long edge. And this guy he'll knock this out in 5 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was sharp.
Watch Steve Jones' work is just amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
like that boy cuts some, he literally, he can cut stuff in seconds
Yeah.
I watched him do something. Somebody asked me, I showed him a video of what he was doing. They said, it was a 2-minute video and they asked me how long it'd take me. I said, yeah, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, and it'd be good. It wouldn't be bad. It was just, the man's been doing it 35 years and he's
Yeah.
got
That's
the technique
that's what
down
you
to it.
do from 8 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock in the
Yeah,
afternoon.
Alan Bailey was getting paid to do the production, that's why he was so
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
And I'm doing the test piece from his skew video. If y'all always want at least a preview of what he's working on. It's a great piece to learn. I'm going to be using a few techniques that are a little different than what he did because he uses an old continental gouge in one of his cuts, which no one uses a continental gouge anymore. It's just, I don't know, a few people even own them.
Yeah.
So,
And you're going to do the Turner's meeting at the end of the month?
yeah, on the principles of spindle cutting,
Cool. All right.
but it'll be
Anything else anybody can think
focusing on the
of?
skew.
Are we ready for it? Thank y'all. Appreciate it.